So I thought today I'd bring you one of our summertime favorites, which is smoked chicken. And a lot of people smoke chicken, but this is going to be a brining process, and it's kind of a nice way to get a really nice moist bird. You can also do this with turkey around Thanksgiving. But the very first thing you're going to need is a chicken. Okay, so if you don't have an option to get a chicken out of your own yard, this one is right here from our farm. You can pick one up at the store. Try not to get one that's already been injected with anything if you're going to brine it. A lot of them will have like a broth or water solution added. If you can get just a natural just chicken. This is about a 5-pounder, and I actually like doing the littler birds better for brining, or at least for the smoking process. The bigger birds, it doesn't seem to take on the smoke as well, and they tend to dry out more. So anyway, like about a 5-pound bird. This one is going to go in the marinade, but I'm going to show you how to make that brine up first. So before I get too much farther in this, I should mention too, you don't have to do this particular recipe in a smoker. It works great in the oven too, so it's not necessarily a smoker exclusive. But anyway, this is all the ingredients that are going to go into my brine. I just have a container. This is actually the whole chicken will go into this, and it has 2 quarts of water in there. That ranges obviously depending on what size container you're using. That one happens to be a gallon. It's going to have kosher salt, which is a third of a cup of brown sugar, equal parts. That's kind of a general rule with those. 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. On the spicing, it is garlic powder, onion powder, and paprika, and all of those will be a tablespoon apiece. So what we're going to do is get these mixed into a bowl, and then get our chicken in there. So I find it the easiest to add all my dry ingredients to the bowl, and then add some of my water and get it good and dissolved in there. I know a lot of people will use hot water to help dissolve the sugar and salt. I figure a little bit of whisking goes a long way, so you don't have to do that, and then you don't have to wait for your brine to cool down. But if you do choose to do that, just add some ice and use less water. That's another way to do it. So get all of our dry spices in there. Some brown sugar. Next will be our salt. And on the salt, if you don't have kosher salt, if you're using just table salt, use less, probably a 1/4 cup, because kosher is not as salty as just regular table salt. Once I've got all my dry ingredients kind of blended, I'm going to add about half my water. Maybe not even half, but... And just the dissolving process really doesn't take that long. And that's why I don't mess with having to do the hot water process, but just get that good and whisk so it's all nice and blended. So before I put the rest of my brine in to my water container, what I like to do is unwrap my chicken and put it in my container to see how much displacement there is. And you can see in this scenario, the water's all the way up to here, so not all my brine is going to fit in. So I'm going to take about half this water out, and then that way at least my chicken will be fully submerged and I won't be dumping my brine out over the sides. So fast forward around, I think it's been about 22 hours as far as the brining process, and I'm getting my smoker ready set up. The 2 woods I'm using are pecan, which is the chips, and then the bigger chunks are apple. I use a lot of apple with my smoking stuff, but the pecan gives a nice flavor to the chicken, and it kind of also gets my smoke box going. So what I'm going to do is basically get these chips kind of smoking, and then I'll add my chicken. I always try to get the wood smoking before the meat goes in. At this point, our chicken's fully brined, and it's ready to literally go in the smoker or your oven, however you're doing it. But I'm going to do a little something different with mine just because I like to add a little bit more flavor. I'm going to pull this guy out, and I'm going to pull the skin back, and I'm going to add some sweet chili sauce and some fresh garlic. Pull our chicken out of the brine, got our garlic all chopped. And what I usually do, the way the chicken works is there's a seam right here in the middle, but you can run your fingers up underneath the skin. And it takes a little bit, but if you see how you can get that pocket in there on both sides, you can run anything in there, and in my opinion, of course, the thigh meat has a lot more flavor, but your breast meat tends to dry out. So if you can add garlic, chili sauce, like I said, whatever you want, and pack that cavity, all those flavors come through. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to add is my chili sauce. Normally I'd put this into something else, but the bottle's almost empty. But with those pockets you can make in your chicken breast, you flip this guy kind of up on end, and you can stick the whole bottle down in there. Put about half on one side, and we'll flip it over and do the other side. So once we've got our chili sauce in there, kind of let gravity work down, and then we're going to pack our garlic in. And if you kind of flip their wings out, they do a pretty good headstand, which helps gravity just feed all this stuff down in. But we'll get this pushed all the way down around the cavity, and then we'll be ready for the smoker. The smoker's just starting to put off a little bit of smoke, so we're going to stick this thing in. It'll probably take, I'm guessing, around 2.5 hours. I run my smoker between 275 and 300, cooler in the beginning if I can, just to get that smoke layer in. So get this guy tossed in, and we'll give you a look at it in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and take the first look at this bird. It's been in there for about 45 minutes, which is basically just enough to start to get some color. And it's looking good. So button this thing back up, and we'll check back probably in, I guess it's going to be another 2 hours. I'll take a temp on it. Alright, we're closing in on our being done. Gosh, she's looking beautiful and smelling pretty amazing. So gotta get to about 165 here, and then we'll pull it and let it rest. Well, she's all done, so let's pull her out. Look at that chicken. That is one gorgeous bird. So we're gonna let it rest probably 5-10 minutes, or if I can wait that long, then we'll cut into her. Okay, time to cut into her. A little time to rest. The smell is amazing. You can smell that sweet chili and the garlic coming out. Okay, so here's the breast coming off of it. You can see it's nice and juicy. Those garlic and sweet chili on there. It's looking good. Nice smoke ring. It's another winner. As always, thanks for watching. Have a good one.